It's time for the Instigator, the in-your-face hockey podcast that is loaded with controversy and criticism. This hockey talk rant will spark your hockey thoughts and opinions. When controversy happens in the hockey world, the Instigator is there to fire off their opinion. You may agree, but you just might wholeheartedly disagree. That's what brings you back. Get ready for in-your-face hockey talk and controversy. The Instigator is hosted by Brad Baroud and is a production of Inside Edge Hockey News Radio.
Welcome to the Instigator, episode 16. I'm Brad Baroud, and on this episode, we discuss the 20-game suspension handed down by the National Hockey League to Washington Capitals forward Tom Wilson. Thanks for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show, and a big thanks goes out to our sponsor, One Timer Hockey.
Blues coming running back at Sundqvist.
Whoa!
As he gets cleaned out by Wilson. Sundqvist stays down, and a host of Blues are coming to talk to 43
and
Red.
Thorburn will grab him right away.
Good to be back for Season 2 of The Instigator. I'm Brad Baroud. And this year, we'll keep the format pretty much the same. A short rant about something that's either got me really upset in the hockey world or just something that I gotta get off my chest. A lot of them will deal with crazy, stupid plays, but we'll dive into a little bit of everything. And let's hope we don't have to bring up the lockout word too much this year. But this week, let's talk a little bit about the hit that Tom Wilson sent on St. Louis Blues forward Oskar Sundqvist. It happened on September 30th in a preseason game between Washington and St. Louis, and I watched this one over and over, and every time I just shake my head. And I even asked myself when thinking about it, it's like, okay, am I just feeling this way because it's Tom Wilson? Because I've always disliked the way Tom Wilson plays. Yeah, I get people saying that, oh yeah, he's a tough guy that can produce, and he has produced some numbers. In his career, in 5 years, he's played 391 games, which is more than a lot of those guys make it. He's got 35 goals, 69 assists for 104 points. But my problem with Tom Wilson is, look at his history. His history is bad. I mean, he's got 806 penalty minutes in 391 games. That's a lot. That's a lot of penalty minutes. He's got a history of fines and suspensions. You go back to March of 2015, he was fined. April 16th of 2016, fined again. September 17th of September of 2017, 2-game suspension. Followed it up in October 2017 with a 4-game suspension, and then the last playoffs gets a 3-gamer, which in the playoffs is prorated down because of the playoffs, so it probably would have been a 6 or 7-gamer in a regular season. And now in October of 2018, he gets this 20-game suspension. A lot of people will say, well, they're being unfair to Tom Wilson. No, they're not. You make your bed. You make your bed. Tom Wilson stands to lose a ton of money. $1,260,162.60. A lot of money. His salary per year is only 1.1 because of his signing bonus, so he's not even going to get a paycheck this year. It's all going to go to the Players Safety Fund. What is this guy thinking? This is a preseason game. Meaningless game. He's got nothing to prove. He's on the team. He's already signed his big contract. A contract that'll have a cap hit of 5.16 every year for 6 years, which is probably, I've went on record saying it's the stupidest signing I've ever seen. And one that happened this year where I was sitting there on that Friday night going, are you kidding me? This is for real? They value this guy this much? Yeah, he scored a couple big goals in the playoffs. But look what he's costing you now. Now you don't have him in the roster. You've got all this salary still going out of your pocket, but it's not going to the player. It's not going where it should. It's not creating the Capitals aren't getting offense because of this salary, which they wanted. They wanted that presence on the ice, and they're getting nothing for their money. If I'm Washington, I am pissed off. I am going to be in Tom Wilson's ear, and I am going to change the way he plays hockey. He is hurting this team. Misses the Stanley Cup presentation because of this. His teammates defend him, but really, can they look in the mirror and defend this? It doesn't make sense. Hockey plays like this don't need to happen, but they continue to happen. You got guys like, I kind of have my 3 that I really don't like. 4, I guess. Tom Wilson, The other guy that I really have been hard on is Radko Gudas. Just all the stupid hits we see from that guy. Brad Marchand, Corey Perry. The two that scare me the most of these, though, are Wilson and Radko Gudas. Because their hits really can end careers. And I haven't watched a ton of Brad Marchand drive me crazy, or Corey Perry, but it's just something about the magnitude of the hits of Gudas and Wilson that scare me and scare the league. And you know what I'm proud of? And usually I rant about bad things, and a lot of times it's picking on the league, to be honest with you. I agree. I agree with them. I wholeheartedly agree. They sent their message. They blew it in the playoffs or in the preseason earlier when they didn't give Domi anything. They redeemed themselves, and they have sent a message out to the entire league that this will not and cannot be tolerated. And I can't believe that the Players Association is okay with this. There are guys hurting and ending careers for their own guys. Protect your players. That's protect them from everybody. I hope Tom Wilson learns from this one. I'm afraid he won't, because he didn't learn from the suspension last year in the playoffs. It's sad, it's scary, and I hope we can eliminate this from the game. And you know what? Thank you, NHL, for what you did on this one.
InsideEdgeHockeyNews.com, your inside source for interviews with players and members of the hockey world. InsideEdgeHockeyNews.com.
Thanks for listening to this episode of The Instigator, brought to you by One Timer Hockey. Hockey t-shirts for hockey fans. Check out InsideEdgeHockeyNews.com for all your hockey news. Follow us on all forms of social media. And most importantly, download The Instigator on your favorite podcatcher. We can be found on Spreaker, SoundCloud, iTunes, iHeart, YouTube, and Spotify. Thank you for listening. Enjoy this week's hockey action, and always voice your hockey opinions.
She's standing in the parking lot next to my car. I wanna take you home. Inside Edge Hockey News on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Google+. Get connected.
Thanks for listening to The Instigator. Check back for future episodes or download the show on your favorite podcatcher. Keep up to date with all the hockey news at Inside Edge Hockey News. And check us out on all forms of social media. Until next rant, take care and enjoy the hockey action.
This has been a production of Inside Edge Hockey News Radio, copyrighted and distributed by the Inside Edge Hockey Media Group.